Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the warm-up show here on It's All Black and White TV. Today I'm joined by Pete. How are you today then, Pete?
Good. All good, you?
Yeah, not bad apart from it's absolutely thrown it down outside here. It is absolutely awful. So if anybody can hear a noise, it's just because that's the rain absolutely stopping off the windows and it's not nice at all. It's been doing this really hard for the last 20 minutes and it's been off and on most of the morning down here in East Anglia. But yeah, it's supposed to be late rain show as well. If they're late, I would hate to see what heavy is then. But yeah, so good afternoon, guys. If you like what you see, then please hit those like buttons. It really does help the channel grow and helps me go up the search settings so people can find it more easily. And also, if you haven't yet, then please click the subscribe button. It's free to do so. And also click the bell notification. That'll let you know any videos that are uploaded or I go live. So I'll delve into a few comments straight away. Leslie says, afternoon to you, Leslie. Hope you're fine. Pablo says, how are you, Tony and Pete? Let's smash them today. Nice 3-0 win. Wilson, Bruno, and Mickey, how are you, the lads? Absolutely. Hopefully. Let's hope so. Like your confidence. And Luke McGinley, good afternoon, Toon fans, and afternoon to you, Luke. Thank you very much for coming on the channel, mate. So today we're at St Mary's for a 2 p.m. kickoff against Southampton. We don't have a brilliant record at Southampton. I think we do better at St Mary's than we have done at the Dell. Obviously, a certain Matthew Letizia liked to score a few crackers against us. I think he was on his own goal of the month competition back then. But yeah, today we'll go down there full of confidence, and how do you see today's game going, Pete?
I can't see why we should get 3 points today. I really can't see why we shouldn't. Look at the way we're playing, and look where we are on the table. And Southampton are not going to be looking forward to facing us today in a way as well. They really aren't.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's they're going to be surprised at our game that we take to them when we do our pressing intensity against them. I've seen a few fans saying online that even if we get a draw, that's a good result. And I'm thinking, well, I'm sure we can go down there and win.
We can win down there.
It's not an easy place to go. I mean, Arsenal went down there and drew 1-1, but then a couple of Arsenal fans have said to me, really, Arsenal should have put them out of sight because the chances Arsenal had, they kept missing. So, that's the thing in football. If you don't put your chances away, you don't win games. Simple as. We're just wondering what the team's going to be, who's going to be, who's going to come in and replace Joe Linton. It's just one of those, isn't it? Could we see, I think personally this guy's going to come in and replace Joe Linton on the left, Jacob Murphy. Because technically, are we going to risk ESM from the start? It's just one of those, but do you want to keep ESM fresh for Chelsea next week? Just give him half an hour run out today. Maybe give him a bit on Wednesday, start him on Wednesday in the Carabao Cup, give him an hour maybe, and then play him in the started against Chelsea. Who do you think will come in? More than likely, I'll say Murphy.
I've said Murphy as well. I think we're just not going to risk ESM yet because there is still concerns about that hamstring he's been having a bit of issues with. So, and to be honest, we've done well without him as well. So that's no disrespect to him in a way, but we've done really well without him. So I would say let's keep him for either Crystal Palace in the Cup where you can get a bit more minutes, or definitely Chelsea as well. I thought Murphy, did well when he come off the bench against Villa as well. He was unlucky not to score, and he put a cracking ball in, but Wilson just hit the bar.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think, Murphy hasn't done too bad when he's been in the team this season. He scored against Brentford as well. So, it won't be a bad move if he comes into the side, we've just got to make sure we keep the likes of ESM fit because, I'm not saying Southampton's not a big game because every game's a big game in the Premier League, but when you're playing the big sides like your Chelsea's and your Man United's and your Arsenal's, you want your better players playing against them. And that's no disrespect to Jacob Murphy.
Mhm.
Pablo says, they're a poor team with a third-rate manager. Be shocked if they don't go down this season, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Very,
the
yeah,
manager's
very.
not great, is he?
Be very hit missy, haven't they? I mean, they're sitting in the bottom three at the moment because of Leicester's win. It's Everton yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, we were on yesterday with John, and we had a Southampton fan on, and he said technically they want Southampton to lose today, so that when because this is our last game before the World Cup now, they won't play next week, and they want them to lose so they can get rid of Hasenhüttl over the World Cup break and get a new manager in. So Southampton fans are not happy with Hasenhüttl at the moment. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Pete?
That's an interesting one. I mean, he's had two 9-0 defeats in a way, and normally, say if you pick those kind of results, those happen, you can be out the door. He's found a little bit sub form in a way as well. But yeah, I can understand why the Saints fan are being right on his back at the moment. But I'd like to get one over him as well, just because of his comments last year as well, saying about the game getting postponed because of COVID, and I still stand by that because I thought that was a bit of a silly thing he come out with. Because think about it, the COVID restrictions were still in place, and if players were testing positive left, right, and centre, we'll have barely got a squad to go. But to say can't play the new signings is beyond pathetic.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. I mean, when he come out with that statement last year, I just laughed at it and I thought, well, you're going to go to the Premier League, put an appeal into them to see if we can't play our new players. Now, what I say as well is, now, what if we'd sold a couple of players in that January window and those players are then registered with that club? Are you going to go and say to that club, well, sorry, I need this player back and I need you to cancel the registration so we can play him against Southampton, but then you can have him back? That would never work. It would never happen. It can't happen because player can't be registered more than twice in one season. So there you go. I mean, this guy, I don't know what he's on, but I think he was just clutching at straws. And the best thing about it was Chris Wood equalised, new signing. Bruno scored the winner, new signing. Matt Targett took the corner, new signing. Dan Burn set the goal up for Bruno, new signing. So, 4 new signings involved in the 2 goals at Southampton. So people like Hasenhüttl, I mean, he just needs to get a grip of the game really and get a grip of his own club before he starts spouting off about other teams. And plus, the Premier League let us cancel that game because not just because of COVID, but injuries. So we were down to bare bones. That's why the game was cancelled, and then he said, when he needs to see the medical records as well. I mean, data protection comes into it. The only people who can see the medical records for Newcastle are the Premier League themselves. But other than that, you can't just see to a club, there you go, there's the medical records.
Yep.
It's against data protection, Obviously, the guy's just clueless. He's an idiot.
Yep.
Leslie says, not often I disagree, to be honest, but I think ESM starting means we are more in control if he struggles. Plus, he doesn't generally do well off the bench. Murphy is electric off the bench.
Yeah,
I suppose. Well. Yeah. What do you think of that, Pete?
Yeah, that's a good point. As well, I would say as well. I mean, the last game when we faced Southampton away, as well, we were 1-0 and ESM got the winner as well. I remember that as well. But yeah, I think that's a good point. So again, I wouldn't mind to see ESM starting the day as well, because in a way he is going to need minutes in himself, more minutes into him. So it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting. But I think it's just going to be Murphy the day still.
Yeah, I agree, Pete. I've always said Murphy's going to be the one to start. And I mean, yeah, you could give ESM an hour and see how he gets on and then bring Murphy on for half an hour maybe, But yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, we'll know in 20 minutes when Eddie puts his team sheet out and we'll get it on the screen. But yeah, we look forward to seeing who it is, who starts, and then that's the thing. If this team plays well this week, Does Joe Linton get back in next week? That's the thing. That's what, and this is what's great about it now. We've got competition for places all over the pitch.
I do.
I don't know if you saw the Leicester game last night, but Maddison was on another level again last night. I mean, looked absolutely fantastic. I want him in January regardless. So hopefully we can twist Leicester's arm to sell him in January, because I tell you what, if we want to make it, we want to get higher in that Premier League and get in that top four. He may be the type of player that helps us get that top four. But he was immense last night. And Tielemans, well, another cracking goal from Tielemans.
Oh, wasn't it?
I would take him as well, I tell you. He's a good player. But, yeah. So let's see Miggy step up and try and beat that one today. Ian says, morning, folks. Good morning to you as well, Ian. I hope you're well, mate. It's not very nice weather today. And he says, no, sorry, afternoon. Yeah, it's the afternoon, mate, yeah. Leslie says, I don't like Hasenhüttl, but not sure if it's just because of his stance or he postponed game, or like Pete said.
Yeah.
The guy's just lost the plot, hasn't he, basically, He's just not great at all. Mason says, afternoon, everyone. Afternoon to you, Mason. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're getting yourself ready for the game. Alan says, good day, lads. Let's hope it's still good at 4 o'clock. Think it will be. Yeah, Alan, I think it will be. I can't see it not being fine at 4 o'clock. I think we should have the 3 points by then, with a bit of luck. Hopefully we don't need VAR to intervene today, even though it's our friend Mike Dean on there. Leslie says, also, love your graphics, Tony. I can actually read the comments. No problem, Leslie. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I do try and make sure people can see everything, of course. I mean, so today, I mean, the game kicks off obviously at 2. This is our referee today, Stuart Atwell. Sometimes he doesn't do us favours. Sometimes he's been all right. Be honest, I'm not too keen on him as a referee. But what do you think of him as a ref, Pete?
Yeah, he has good and bad moments, does he, in a football match? But I don't think that's going to hopefully bother us in a way, because we've just got to make sure we just perform down there the day as well. That's the main thing. And because that is what is going to guarantee us to get the win today as well. So, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't put off too much, because we've got a job to do on the pitch today.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, hi, Tony, Pete, and everyone. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well, mate. Ian says, Hasenhüttl was just sour grapes. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it goes back to when we sacked Steve Bruce, when you think within a couple of days, Norwich manager got sacked and Villa manager got sacked, And then the media were all like, oh, well, you got Eddie Howe, Villa got Steven Gerrard, they got the better manager. Do you think so? Because I don't think so. Because Eddie Howe's now waved him off goodbye. So, yeah, we got the better manager, definitely. Well done to PIF on that one. Leslie says, do you think it's a German thing this season? Hasenhüttl and Mr. Teeth both losing the plot. Well, yeah, exactly. They are losing the plot, aren't they?
They are this season, aren't they? I mean, Liverpool, that's probably the poorest I've seen them play this season as well. And again, Southampton, just a very hitty-missy team. They seem well to do a lot against the bigger teams, but when it comes to like poor teams, they're not so good against them. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange one. I mean, Liverpool have just not been the Liverpool of the last few seasons. They look a shadow of themselves. But I put that down to probably Sadio Mane going back over to Bayern. I think that's hit Liverpool really hard.
They have, and they're persistent with same players who are getting on a bit now, and they look a bit slower. I.e., Van Dijk's one of them now.
And that's it. And everybody's targeting Alexander-Arnold this season as well.
He can't defend.
Because he's defending. No. So that's the thing. It's made Liverpool look even worse than they are. I think if Liverpool get a point at Spurs, that'll be a good point for Liverpool. It'll be an interesting game, that's for sure. But even if they get a draw, we still go third if we win today. So,
yep.
It's still there. Ian says, has a team's been announced? They should be in around 14 minutes time, Ian. So
Yeah,
we
it
look
should be
forward to
very
that.
soon.
Ian says, think Liverpool are missing Mane for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sadio Mane, I mean, he's hitting 30, but I tell you what, he's still a class player, and Peter, I would have him, would you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I certainly would definitely have him in the team. He's still got it, hasn't he? And look what Liverpool are really missing badly. Think about it. I think Nunez will be a good player, but he's just new to the Premier League. That's the thing. Whereas Mane has been in the Premier League for some time with Liverpool and Southampton as well. So,
yeah. I mean, to be honest, Pete, I mean, we were scouting Darwin Nunez. Steve Nixon's been scouting him, and then Liverpool got him. At first, I was a bit disappointed that Liverpool got him, but I look at him now and I think he hasn't hit the Premier League running like Haaland has, or like Bruno has as well. I mean, are you surprised by the start he's made, or did you think that he would have had a few more goals before now?
It's a funny one, isn't it? I thought he would have had a few more goals himself, but it's just how it is, isn't it? I mean, the Premier League, it's one of the top levels when it comes to playing football. So it's going to take him some time, a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Leslie says exactly a season too far for some of their older players. Yeah, absolutely. And Ian says Diaz and Nunez look good, and the loan signing being injured, other players are playing up to the level they should be. Yeah, they are. I mean, Liverpool are just on a. It looks like they're in a transition season at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And also they've got obviously the ex-Mackham having the Henderson. He's getting older now as well. So Ian says, I think it's how effective he interacts with players makes them believe and push their boundaries. Yeah, absolutely correct with that. I mean, if you haven't seen Joe Willock's interview before this game, he actually does say Eddie Howe. He says he goes to him a lot and confides in him if he needs any advice or anything or any help with anything. He goes and confides in Eddie Howe, and he says he's comfortable to do that. And he said Eddie Howe's like a father figure to a lot of the players in that team. Do you agree with that, Pete?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look what he's been doing with the players. He's made players look better as well, which is good because they just weren't up to scratch under Steve Bruce at all. And even Eddie Howe said it himself, even when he took the job, he was still happy with the team. He knew he needed a few more players in. It was down to the previous manager. I mean, we didn't look fit at all. And exactly how we poor a lot of last season.
Yeah, I mean, when Eddie Howe took over, didn't he say the players were only 60% fit? Which for that time of the season, there should have been a lot more than 60% fit. That's for sure. Just shows you the training sessions that they were doing, you know. But they weren't training sessions. It was just chuck the ball in the middle and have a game of football and then have a go. So Steve Bruce can get the kebab shop when it opens at 11 a.m. You know, but now it's a lot better. I'll just put something on screen here. Say Bruno's arrived at the St Mary's. There he is. Looking forward to the game.
Yep.
And then there's also one with there we are. And there's Miggy as well. And Callum behind him.
Yep.
So the team have arrived. But I'm looking forward to the game. Chris says Liverpool are nowhere near the level of Man City this season, and Nunez is suffering as a result. Yeah, I mean, another thing, I mean, I know Thiago's a good player for Liverpool, but even though he's 30 as well, isn't he, Pete? So they need to start getting young. This is why we're doing it correctly, because we're bringing younger players into the team now.
We are.
And we're building them up for the future. Mm-hmm. So then them younger players get older as the team grows. Then you bring more youngsters in. and they learn from the older players. Like when Botman or Bruno are a bit older, the younger players are coming in and learn a lot more from them. So we're doing things the right way.
Yep.
Leslie says Eddie believes in the squad and gives them permission to believe in themselves. Lack of fitness was the reason we didn't get a new manager bounce until the levels were up. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 3 days' time on the 9th, he's been here. Well, he was officially announced on the 9th of November last year, Eddie Howe. Obviously, his first game against Brentford, he wasn't able to go there because he had COVID. Because when he took over, we were in an international break at the time. So he had COVID. So obviously, Jason Tyndall done on the duties online for him on the touchline. But yeah, it took him a while to get going. But once he got the team where he wanted it, there was no turning back. We were away, and that was it. And absolutely brilliant. Ian says it'd be great to take maximum points in the next 2 games. It's amazing how my outlook's changed in the past 12 months. In the past, I would have thought maybe 1 point from these 2 games. Yeah, I think a lot of us would think the same. I mean, we used to look at games, didn't we, Pete, and think, oh, if we're going to draw here, that'll be a good result. That'll be a good return, But, we've got Chelsea next week, but we're not getting nothing out of that, so we'll write that game off. But then the week after, we've got a Villa or something. Oh yeah, we'll try and hopefully get a point out of that or 3 points. I mean, it's totally changed now, hasn't it? The outlook, how you think now on games.
Oh, it certainly has, hasn't it? And look where we are now in the table, 24 points. Last season, I think we would still be in single figures at the moment. Still,
yeah.
I think, yeah, and we're sitting on 24 points. And if we get wins out the next 2 games, that could take us up to 30, which would be before the World Cup.
We could, I mean, technically speaking, depends how the result goes. If Spurs fail to win today, and if we win today and next week, we could end up being 3rd in the table going into the World Cup break. And how brilliant would that be? What a turnaround that is from last season, Pete.
Oh, yes, absolutely. If only we had Eddie Howe in a lot more earlier, we could have had more points last season as well.
Well, this was a thing I raised on Twitter, and some fans were for it, and some fans give me a bit of backlash over it, saying, "Oh, well, yeah, but if we'd had Eddie Howe from the start of last season, Ashley might never have sold the club because he might have thought, oh, hang on a minute, he's doing well now." I said, no, I don't think that's the case because
he wanted the club.
Would have gone through.
He wanted the club sold anyway.
Yeah.
Which he completely wiped his hands with it.
He might be at a ground near you soon. Not near you as in such, but near you as in people in the country, because he's a preferred bidder for the Coventry City Football Club. So good luck to Coventry on that one, I say. Niall says, big up, lads. Good luck today. The tune, hopefully for a win. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much, mate. Hopefully we do win today. We need it. Anne says, not that bothered we didn't get Nunes. Plenty of others to choose in the summer. Been bang on, spot on with buys so far. Yeah, we have. I mean, I know Isak's here and he's injured and it's a shame, but he didn't get injured on Newcastle duty. He was on Sweden duty, by the way. So, yeah, I mean, Isak hit the ground run when he played his first game at Liverpool. He came in and scored. He scored twice. Well, I think the second one was harshly ruled out.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, Pete the buy-in, I mean, I know some people might say, oh, Chris Wood wasn't a great buy. I mean, Chris Wood was all right. He did the job that was needed. We didn't have a striker. Callum Wilson was out after the Man U game. So we needed to get a striker in. And Chris Wood, we know he had a £25 million release clause. But there's nothing you can do about release clauses because that was what was put in his contract when he signed for Burnley. But I look at it and I think, right, Chris Wood, he wasn't the best, but he did what he had to last season. He scored a couple of goals. He scored the equaliser at Southampton. He scored the winner against Wolves, albeit a penalty, but he still had to put it away. He did what he needed to do. He wasn't always going to be a long term. So you could always put that down to as a transfer that, yeah, okay, maybe a bit over the top money wise. And I wouldn't say a complete failure of a transfer, but I would say it's not the best transfer. But other than that, I think everybody else we've bought, I think, has been absolutely spot on. Bruno, Botman, bargains.
Yep. I've been having the.
Yeah. I mean, Bruno, what, £36 million? 40 million with all the add-ons. I mean,
Yep.
that's a steal. That is an absolute
Isn't
steal.
it?
And, Leon gave him away for that price, I think. And then Botman, I mean, 35 million euros. I mean, what a bargain that is as well. I mean, just think, how much he's going to be worth in a few years' time. Do you think,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
Pete, and also, Pete, do you think a lot of Premier League clubs have looked now and thought, hang on, why didn't we go for Botman? Have they missed out? Have they missed a trick?
Sounds like some of them have, haven't they?
And when you think, Pete, I mean, with Botman, the owners had him lined up before they even took over the club. So that shows you how much they've been doing their homework.
Yes. And he's just been a
smash. Yeah, sorry, Pete. Yeah.
He's just what we call him, the Rolls Royce, because he's just been that good.
Yeah, I mean, every week I run out of things to say about him because I don't know what else I can really say, It's just, the guy's just so good. He's the rock at the back, isn't he? Call him the Northern Rock.
Yep.
Niall says, smash the like, subscribe and share button. Thank you very much, Niall. Leslie says, Nunes can be a liability. He needs to mature. It doesn't help that Haaland is a complete package. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when he played against Fulham, the defender, the Danish centre-half, wound him up all game, and then he eventually snapped and, got a red card for it.
Oh, yeah. Against was Palace.
Palace, yeah.
Against Anfield,
Joachim Anderson, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't take that sort of bait, then, that's just unfortunate, but you're going to get a red card. Yeah. But you've just got to sort of like ignore people like that and just carry on playing your game, We know there's players out there do it to other players and they wind each other up and things like that. But when you go in like that with your head, you're going to get yourself sent off, and it's
you're not going to get away with it now. The VAR's there; they're going to look on it, and if you're caught doing that, off you go.
Alan says, not be far for the man from Bristol to travel today. No, I think John's only taken a couple of hours to get there, and I've told him to make sure he sits on his hands because he's in the home end, so he best behave himself. Ian says, yes, Alan, we only want players that believe in the project and want to play for the club, not a massive wage packet. Yeah, again, the characters we've got in the club are people who want to be there and who don't upset the dressing room. I know I've seen some fans put on, why don't we get Ronaldo? No, I don't want Ronaldo. He's got an attitude problem. He's like Paul Pogba, another one who's got an attitude problem. And people like that you do not want in the dressing room because they upset the dressing room then, and then that's when other players just start demanding that they want to leave.
We had far too many of them under the Ashley era as well. We had loads of them.
Yeah. Far too many, Pete. Alan says, poor Coventry. Yeah.
Oh.
Leslie says, Ashley only wants the ground, not the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably, yeah. I feel sorry for any club that ends up with Ashley, says Ian. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the team is up, Tony.
Yeah, let's get that out. When I get to it, then we'll get it up. This is interesting reading, isn't it? Right. There we go. Just sorry, my computer's run a bit slow there for a minute. Right. Here we are. So here is the Newcastle team for today. So we have Nick Pope in goal, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno, Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock, Miguel Almiron, Jacob Murphy, and Callum Wilson. As we said, Jacob Murphy was going to be in that team, wasn't he? And we got that right,
we did.
Pete.
Yes, we did. I think smart decision, did well when he come on. I thought against Villa, just slowly work ASM back at the moment.
Yeah.
particularly with the hamstring issues. But I think we'll see him in the second half at some point. But yeah, I think it was all what we expected it to be.
Yeah, pretty much so, Pete. Pretty much. I mean, we expected Murphy to come in, and I thought Alan St. Maximin would be on the bench. To be fair, so yeah, it's what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the only, like I say, the only player I'm missing is really it's Joe Linton, isn't it? So I'm just going to try and get that team news up a little bit bigger in a moment for everybody so they can see. But yeah, it's not a. It's still a side that can go out there and win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree, Pete? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully this one will be the better one to show. There we are. There's the team there. If everybody can.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would take the comment as well off so you can see the
bench. Yeah,
bench.
so I'm going to do. Yeah, there you go. There's
there
the bench as well. Yeah, and on the bench you got Darlow, Lascelles, Shelvey, St. Maximin, Target, Manquillo, Wood, Fraser, and Anderson. So we got plenty in reserve there if need be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a team that can go out there and win that game, no problem.
Oh yeah, easily. It really, really can.
Yeah. So that is the team lineup. Let's go delve into some more comments. I get where they were. There we are. Leslie says, totally agree, Tony. He did everything Eddie asked him to. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. Yeah, he did. Ian says, to be honest, would we have got anyone better than Wood at that time? Also denied Burnley of having him. That's the thing. I mean, the thing is, we wanted players that were Premier League proven.
Mm-hmm.
Burn, Target, Wood, Trippier. The only one who wasn't Premier League proven was Bruno, but once he got the grips of the Premier League,
yeah,
he's took to it like a duck to water.
He certainly has, hasn't he?
Yeah. Alan says Coventry's Coventry's ground going to be a sports billboard, a Sports Direct billboard. Yeah, probably it will be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's the interest in Wasps as well who play there as well. So, you could own a rugby club as well as a football club and then have both clubs and have the ground as well. So,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Leslie says you're not wrong, Alan. Sorry, Alan. And then Mason says, surprised he's not at Villa Park. Meaning John. Yeah, maybe he's got to the wrong ground. Maybe something that's been typed in wrong. To put the wrong postcode in. Ian says, good to see Anderson on the bench. Luke says, happy with that lineup. Too soon to start the SM. Yeah, exactly what me and Pete were banging on. Yeah, me and Pete both said the same. Yeah, Darlow on the bench too. Yeah, I mean, that's a surprise, isn't it? Darlow back on the bench. Lewis and Karius have made way. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think Darlow would start on Wednesday. I reckon Karius will start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Pablo says a strong-looking team. Yeah, absolutely. Just Isak and G7 to come back, yeah, and Kraft as well. But Kraft, I think, is out for the whole season, so
it'll be well
thanks to them idiots down at Tranmere.
It'll be well into the second half of the season if we did see Kraft back.
Right, we've got a special guest coming on. Let's bring this guy into the stream. And he's not at Villa Park, but he's actually at the St Mary Stadium in Southampton. Good afternoon, John. How are you?
Big up, lads. How are you doing, Tony, Pete, everyone here? Just a quick one. How are you?
All
Happy
good?
with the team, John?
Yeah, just checked it out. So far, no surprise whatsoever, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I knew ASM would be sub anyway. And it's basically the same team, as far as I can see. But I've got every favour with what Eddie Howe picks now. Do you know what I mean? I know people's going to moan and say, why is Ames not starting? Etc. But he knows. I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing. So, listen, guys, I'm happy with the team lined up, and I'll fully expect a win next year.
Yeah, let's hope, John. I mean, Darlow's back on the bench, so was that a surprise?
It's a massive, for me, it's a massive surprise, guys. It really, really is. And as long as he doesn't play, that I mean, I don't really rate Darlow. To be fair, I just don't. He's a great championship keeper, but the Premier League, I just don't think he's got what it takes. But very surprised to be back into the fold. But that's a surprise one, Tony. Very surprised me. Very.
I mean, I just said to Pete before, I would think on Wednesday, though, in the Carabao Cup, we'll maybe start with Karius and Darlow on the bench, because Darlow can't come straight back in and start because he's not got no match fitness, has he?
That is the thing. I mean, I'm going to have to agree there, lads, because at the end of the day, you need to be playing games. You need to be playing the reserves if we really get the chance, you know what I mean? But we got that lad from East Fife, he's playing on under 23s, and I honestly think that you need to get some game time. But coming into a game against Palace with no match fitness whatsoever, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, John. I mean, what's the atmosphere like down there? Obviously, you're at the game. I know you're going in the home end, but what's the mood like around our fans? I mean, obviously, up for the game and optimistic that we can get the 3 points, John.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are brilliant here. I mean, there's loads of Newcastle fans here. They're expecting over 3,000 to turn up for the game. They're in there. They're singing their heart suits as well. I think the Southampton fans are just so quiet. I just spoke to a Southampton fan. I said to him, how much at the park here? And he goes, 20 quid. He was so miserable. I'm thinking, I'm not paying 20 quid for parking there. Yes, it's private land.
Yeah.
It's
20 quid.
20 quid for parking. It's just a way that he was just so miserable, man. And I said to him, I said, look, end of the day, stop being miserable, man. You know what I mean? Just be you. You know what I mean? And it's just absolutely amazing to be there, But there's a couple of Southampton lads are fine, so absolutely canny. So, and the weather here, guys, is absolutely hoeing it down in a minute. It was hoeing, it's pretty bad here. So, at the end of the day, I've always said, when the rain stops, I'm going to get myself shifted. But, listen, it's just, the atmosphere is brilliant, guys. I fully expect to win again.
Yeah, John, I mean, before I came on air, I was just saying to Pete, it's absolutely thrown it down here. I mean, it stopped now and it's trying to brighten up, believe it or not. But for about a good half an hour, it was really, really heavy rain non-stop, and, the roads are a bit flooded outside. But yeah, it's still throwing it down there at the moment, John, is it?
Well, it stopped slightly, but I would not be surprised if it came back again, Tony, because at the end of the day, right, I mean, we have to understand it's still autumn, coming into winter sort of thing. We're going to get a lot of weather like this, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's not cold yet, but one thing I will say, right, don't expect the sunshine to come out anytime soon,
Yeah, I mean, do you think that's going to have an impact on the game then, John, if it's been really bad, the rain, or do you think we're still going to go about and play with same pressing and intensity game?
We've just got to carry on what we've been doing, do you know what I mean? Just got to carry on the way we've been playing. We've been playing great football. We just got to keep going, play our game, don't worry about the opposition, do our thing, and then we win games. But if you've got good studs on your boots, then I'm sure the players will know that sort of thing. I mean, the pitch at St. Mary's looks, I haven't all seen it, but it looks immaculate anyway. And I tell you something, right, I mean, it's a canny stadium as well. And atmosphere-wise, it'd be 9-1 to us today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see a 9-1 score. Well, not a 9-1 scoreline, but a 9-0 scoreline. That would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? But I know that's not going to be the case. But I'll take 2-0 all day, John, if that's the case. I mean, what do you think the score will be, John? And I mean, it's going to be hard for you because you're sitting in the home end. Yeah. You can't celebrate when we score, and you're going to have to sit there looking glum as if you're a Southampton fan. That's why I could never go to a ground and sit in the home end, because I just couldn't contain myself. If I can't contain myself at home when we score, then there's no way I'm going to contain myself at an away ground in the home end. Not a chance. So You're very brave doing it, John.
Right. If you go to Villa Park, right, in the main stand, I mean, you can get away with it because there's a lot of Newcastle fans sitting in the main stand at Villa Park. I know that's a fact. I know that so much because I've been there a couple of times in my early 30s and stuff. But here, I'm not going to celebrate. I can't celebrate. I have to have my hand on heart sort of thing. I have to like cheer from inside us, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if we do score,
Yeah.
I'm going to smile. I'm going to smile. And listen, guys, it's just it's going to be easy win. I hope it's going to be easy. It's going to be tough, but we see the day. But you're right, it's going to be so tough. I know Adam Pearson apparently went to the Brentford end, and he couldn't celebrate, could he?
No, he couldn't. No, I mean, I've seen that video of him, and if nobody's watched it, go and watch it, because he had to sit in the home end at Brentford, and he had to, like, when Newcastle scored, he had to go, oh no, just to sort of blend in with them. And then he had to go to the back of the stand and do half-time analysis and things like that. But
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. I just could not go and sit in a home end at an away venue. I don't know. Could you do it? Because I couldn't.
I don't think I could, to be honest, as well. I would just find it hard to contain myself the same as well.
I mean, I'll just go into a few comments here. Leslie says, "Don't, I'm wrong again." Yeah, I mean, yeah, me and Pete got right saying Murphy would start today.
Ooh.
Alan says, yeah, expect that lineup. ESM not tracked back as much, maybe needed today. Yeah, true, could be. Leslie says, so based on that, is Eddie Howe not impressed by Karius? I wouldn't have thought so. I think it's just probably, hope we've lost John. He's obviously got internet issues. Yeah, I don't think he's not impressed by Karius, do you, Pete? I just think it's just because Darlow's fit again. He's just giving
probably, yeah, I would say something like that. I mean, because Darlow is the number two goalkeeper. Yeah, with the football club, so that's why we just got Karius in because Darlow was injured and was sent to Bravka out on loan, and Gillespie's not part of the 25-man squad.
Yeah. Alan says, been watching replays a lot of our games, and the SM is a massive contributor. Got John back. With playing so well at the moment, think we forgot how good he is when we're attacking. Yeah, absolutely. And David, hi David. Could we finish today in third? Man, you don't have a great record at Villa. Spurs could easily drop points. Literally just watch John's vid at St Mary's. Yeah, David, I mean, you know, Spurs could be a 1-1 draw with Spurs with Liverpool. That's an easy one to drop points on. And I think if Liverpool got a point at Spurs, would be happy with that, the way they're playing at the moment. And also, Emery's got a good record against Man United. So, I could see Villa beating Man United, and I backed them to win 2-1 today, believe it or not. So, I could see an upset there. And if that is, that's great, because if we win, we're then 4 points ahead of Man United. And that's what we want to be. We want to be well ahead of them, you know, out of sight of them. Mason says, I've always liked Southampton because I know Laurie Enemy. Nice one, yeah. Luke says, good luck, John, in the home end. I'm sure he will have good luck in the home end, yeah. Mason says, and the players they've had over the years. Yeah, they've produced some good young players. And, you know, I mean, if it wasn't for Lallana always being injured, I mean, he would have been a cracking player, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, but they've had some good young players come out of that club, haven't they, Pete?
Yeah, remember Big Al played for Southampton as well. Who else have they had? You've had James Beattie was another one.
Ricky Lambert.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, Letitia. They've had some good players over the years. You know, Francis Benali, the left back, he was a good left back, wasn't he? Get a bit of fans there. Ian says, John, enjoy the game and be safe. Yeah, because we don't want to see John put any selfies on of sitting in the A&E saying that. Do it, Pete.
No, definitely not at all.
So where you now, John, round where the away fans are, or the home fans?
Hello.
Are you having a good time?
Look, the atmosphere, guys.
I can hear them, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a Toon fan there.
Go on, grab one, John, see if you can get a score prediction off him. Grab a Toon fan and get a score prediction,
Yeah,
John.
I will, man. I will do. I will. Listen, you crack on, guys, because I'm going to get myself in. But great video. and I'll try and come out later on. And
okay, mate.
enjoy
Catch
the
you
game.
later. Yeah,
See you
you
later.
too, mate.
Take
Stay
care.
safe, John. Okay. See you later,
Well,
my
that's
mate.
it. You
See
too,
you
man.
later.
See you later.
So that was John live from St Mary's Stadium in Southampton. Shame he ain't got proper Wi-Fi down there. He would have been all right then. Alan says, in the away end, little chair if we score. We'll just say, my bet is up, haha. John, enjoy the game and be safe, says Ian. Yeah, absolutely. And Ian says, remember your accent today, John. Yeah. Chris says, John's a celebrity down there. Yeah, Southampton fans might realise who he is and say, oh, get this man out. He's a Toon fan. All the Toon fans know John, yeah. Well, people in Turkey know John now because when he went over there, he asked them all to subscribe to his channel.
Yes, I remember that as well.
Oh, that guy's absolutely... How's the Arsenal game going, Peter? Still 0-0?
Still goalless at the moment, yeah.
Is that is that second half now, isn't it?
Second half now, into the 60th minute in this game. So
surprised Arsenal haven't scored, to be honest.
I'm surprised. They've had some chances. But
have Chelsea played well or not?
Not too bad, but I think Arsenal have had the better, I would say. Yeah,
so Pete, on today's game, I mean, we've seen the team now, so we know the team lineup and everything. What is your prediction for this game then?
Still sticking with me 3-1 prediction. Again, I'm going to see Miggy for 2. They're not going to be looking forward to coming up against Miggy today, and Wilson to get the other one today as well. So
yeah, they're not going to enjoy that at all, are they? So it's going to be a strange one, isn't it, for them? But
absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to come up against the Miggy Almiron, who is firing on all cylinders at the moment. And so I've got the Southampton team here as well. So it as follows: Bizuno in goal, Larios, Bella Kotchap, and Salisu and Perrault are the back four. Then in the midfield, we have Maitland-Niles, Ward Prowse, the captain, Stuart Armstrong, Elyounoussi, Theo Walcott, and Che Adams. The substitutes are
interesting.
Yeah. The substitutes is McCarthy, Coletta Carr, Lyanco, Lavia, Diallo, Aribo, Edozi, Mora, and Adam Armstrong, the ex-Newcastle player. So there you have it. That is the Southampton team for this afternoon. I don't really know a lot of players in that team, to be fair, Pete. I mean, apart from obviously Ward Prowse stands out. But other than that, I mean, do you know many more in that team?
Of course, Maitland-Niles on loan from Arsenal, Stuart Armstrong, Elyounoussi, he's a really good player as well.
Yeah.
Walcott, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Walcott, yeah.
Absolutely. And Arsenal have the lead at Stamford Bridge.
Do they?
Yes.
And who's the scorer, Jesus?
Who is it? I cannot tell who it is. Let's just take a look. Who I cannot see. I cannot tell who it is. It's come from a corner. I think it's Gabriel.
Gabriel.
It's Gabriel. Yep, Gabriel.
Yeah. And that's not the singer Gabrielle, by the way. Oh, so I bet the Chelsea fans are a bit on edge now, then, aren't they?
Yep.
So that's the.
Yeah.
I meant in the home section. Says Alan. Ian says, "Watch Southampton team." Yeah, we just had that up there. So we should win that. Yes, 2 to win by 1 goal or 3-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan says, Have they not got injuries? Yeah, they have.
Yeah,
They've got a few
Walker
out.
Peters
Kel
is one of them.
Walker.
Gineppo's not playing because he's for the birth of his child. So
Ward-Prowse and Nels, the only two that are dangerous. Maitland-Niles, yeah.
I think Ward-Prowse has had a poor season at the moment, but it's the set pieces I worry from, definitely.
Leslie says Arsenal 1-0, and Ian says Walcott's passed it.
Not the same now, but when we lost 2-0 down there, we made him play well.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah. And Ian says El-Yunusi and Adams can have good days, but hopefully not today.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, hopefully Sven Botman's got Adams in his back pocket, and he empties them out at the end of the day. Ian says 3-1, 2, and I agree. Leslie says Sakura think, yeah, it was Gabrielle. And Alan says, got to watch the free kicks from Ward-Prowse. Absolutely. I mean, Ward-Prowse is deadly from them free kicks, isn't he, Peter? And I mean, we just got to make sure we don't put them in range of him.
No, that's it. That's it. So, yeah.
Leslie went, wrong again, laughing. Luke says 2-0 win to the Toon. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. 2-0. Miggy and Wilson on the score sheet, I think, as well.
Yeah. Right, Tony, I'll have to pop off now to get ready for the watch along.
Yeah. Before you go, Pete, give people a shout out where you are, mate, and what you've got coming up next.
Of course, PD Proudlock YouTube channel and all my social media links, and when I'll be live in about 7 minutes time for the live watch along.
Great, Pete. Thank you very much, mate. And I'll see you back at 4:30 for when we do the match reaction on here.
Yes, absolutely.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Pete, for coming on. And
no
have a great afternoon. And away the lads. Come on.
Away the lads. Yes, let's do this. Cheers, see you, Tony.
Yeah. Cheers, Pete. See you there, mate. Yeah, so guys, so Pete's have to go off and start setting up for his show for 1:30, where he's going to be doing a watch along. So if anybody wants to pop on there, go and see Peter PD Proudlock. But yeah, got a comment from Ian. Got to go too for my lunch, but we'll be listening to the watch along. Nice one, Ian. Yep. Hope you have a nice lunch, mate, and hope to see you at 4:30 when we do the match reaction. So, guys, if you like what you see, then please hit those like buttons. As I say, it helps push me up the search settings and also gets people to find the channel a lot easier as well. And also, if you haven't yet, then please do hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, and also the bell notification, and that will tell you when any videos are uploaded from pre-record or I go live as well. So yeah, today I'm back at 4:30. I'll have the match reaction. There's a link in the chat, so if you want to come on, have your say after the game on how you think the game went today, then you're more than welcome to come on live and have your say. If you don't feel like coming on live, then please join in on the chat and have your say. And we'll also be doing not only the match reaction, but we'll also do player ratings after the game as well. So, so come on, Toon. Let's win this. Let's get another 3 points in the bag. Let's get other results going our way as well. And, and let's see if we can end up in third place. That would be absolutely fantastic today. Chris says, great roundup, Tony. I'll be watching Pete. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I hope to see you again at 4:30 this afternoon. But yes, guys. So, like I say, let's hope we get the 3 points this afternoon. Away the lads. I'm checking out for now, but I'll be back at 4:30. Have a great afternoon wherever you're watching the match. And it's a goodbye for now. And thank you for watching another show on It's All Black and White TV.